Everybody, I'm excited to be introducing our Module 5 film, one of my favorite films, 1965's A Patch of Blue, because we're talking about this week about some breakthrough black actors of the 1950s and 1960s. We discussed Dorothy Dandridge and Ethel Waters, and really the most famous and the actor of the three that we talked about this week that became a superstar of the three. Not that the other two weren't important, they all were equally important as breakthrough actors, but Sidney Poitier really broke a lot of barriers in Hollywood when it came to casting actors of color and diversity. As I explained in the PowerPoint, Poitier was a great actor. We could look at it from that aspect. But he also was a hit with audiences, a box office star, a movie star. His name sold tickets and guaranteed box office. And of course, since Hollywood and film is a business, you're going to keep casting somebody that makes money for you, that audiences want to see. And what was interesting about Poitier was that he was equally liked by both Caucasian white traditional audiences at the time and diverse audiences of all background, because he was intelligent, well-spoken. He represented a African-American man who was affluent, who was middle to upper middle class, not the cliched kind of throwaway role that would have happened prior to the 50s. So Poitier was loved both by black audiences and Caucasian audiences because of that. And I think that really made him a hit with the public and with the critics. And he was actually the first actor to win the Oscar for Best Actor for 1963's Lilies of the Field. Not really one of his best films, but an important cultural significant achievement, because now we see a lot of award shows, but back at that time, the Oscars were the big thing. And for the public to see this, for young people in the African-American community to see someone like Poitier go up and accept that award, that was a really big deal. One of his most popular, most critically acclaimed films of the 60s is 1965's A Patch of Blue, which we're going to watch. It's a really breakthrough, poignant film, drama, love story. Poitier's character in the film portrays a businessman. He, again, like most of his characters, he has a great job. He is a caring person. He works well with his coworkers, the public, the community. And he meets a young blind girl named Selena, well played by Elizabeth Hartman, one day in the park. And they become friends and they strike up a casual conversation. And they look forward to keep meeting each other at the park all the time. As Poitier gets to know Selena, he discovers that she is living in a very biased, abusive home run by Hartman's cruel mother, well played by Shelley Winters, who won an Oscar. But her cruel mother, Roseanne, is just stifling her. And he discovers that this blind girl's never really going to be able to go to school and become independent and learn things that she can do to make it on her own. Right now, she can't even walk to the park on her own without somebody taking her. He wants to try, when he sees her now, to give her that freedom. Along the way, she falls in love with him. And his name's Gordon in the film, but she falls in love with him, and he knows the most important thing for her right now is to get her freedom. Of course, at this point in time in the United States, interracial relationships aren't even legal in every state, so he doesn't want it to become a love relationship yet, maybe, but he wants to get her on her feet. And this really is probably one of the first Hollywood films to poignantly and effectively look at an interracial relationship in a very realistic way. This was a hit with audiences because it was a great love story. It was a good romantic film to see. And it was important. It's a year after the Civil Rights Movement was enacted and passed. It's a really breakthrough film. And in the 60s were a time of change when people were fighting for advocacy for all. This was a great film for young audience to see because it was breakthrough. It was on edge. It was addressing racism and how we have to make significant changes in our country. So I think you're going to really enjoy this film. I hope you do. I love A Patch of Blue. It's one of my favorite films. So I look forward to your discussion on it. Thanks.